What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants, no hate. Um, you know what? Let me say this, people. I saw a video with Jermall Charlo, and the guy interviewing him was asking him about, Bill Haney ranting and all of that, whatever, right? And in short, Jermall Charlo has shown a lot of growth. It's about time, man. Like I said, people need to stop going out here doing shit to get slapped in the face and disrespecting people. Just keep it business. Y'all don't need to do all of that. You're doing too goddamn much. Go in the ring and perform. Jermall Charlo always goes in the ring and perform. But I like the way he handled that situation because he could have said a lot more than what he actually did. But basically, he even, Bill Haney doing all this talking about Jermall and Jermell wasting their career, wasting their time, and whatever, right? I'm going to show you what this shows me. And this is a couple of things that I got from Jermall Charlo, his comments, that it's just sad, man. For one, Jermall Charlo said Bill Haney called me asking me advice about the Haney fight, like who Haney should fight, what do you think about this, that, or, And he said then all of a sudden he takes something I said the wrong way and started saying a whole bunch of other stuff about me and my brother. And basically, he's saying because Jermall Charlo basically said Raleigh and Devin Haney should fight. Now, here's what I'm saying, right? Bill probably feels some type of way because Bill had an agreement with him, his lawyers, or whatever, and team racist Ryan, that if they drop the fucking lawsuit, that they have to fight, right? Now, Jermall Charlo probably wasn't thinking about all of that shit. He's looking at the fact that, okay, people looking at Ryan versus Haney, they were already talking about that before the fight even happened. At the press conference, they're talking about Ryan versus Devin when basically it was Ryan versus Raleigh because he was supposed to, right, walk right through him, and that didn't happen. We've seen that happen before. Okay. And then what ends up happening is he's saying, well, shit, Raleigh won. So Raleigh should fight Devin. Right? To be honest with you, for Bill Haney, even for Jermall Charlo, if he wasn't considering or thinking about that fact about the agreement, that doesn't warrant you to start talking shit. And I feel like Bill Haney does a lot of shit for the cameras, man. I think he does a lot of that shit because he knows it's going to get a reaction out to people. So whether they're cheering or booing you, as long as they're tuning in, that's all you care about, type of thing. And I think that's what he does a lot of. But one of the things that Bill do, that's some sucker shit, man. He always talk about black people and the black man and black people sticking together when somebody is saying some shit about Devin. And yes, people say stupid shit about Devin. People say a lot of dumb shit about Devin. And when Jermall said he making shit hard for Devin, right? It's true. And it shouldn't be like that, but it's true. Because Devin don't be saying shit. Devin, man, look, Devin just answer questions that he asked. A lot of times, he's more strict than Bill with certain shit he just won't even get into. But Bill is too fucking old to be acting like that, man. Because it's like, what happened to all this black man sticking together shit? But then, because, what the fuck did Jermall Charlo say that make you start talking this dumb shit about him and his brother wasting their talent and wasting? They going through personal shit. Anybody from the outside looking in can talk all that. We don't know what's going on in those men's personal lives. And I'm personally not concerned to know the details. All I say is, I hope them brothers get through whatever they, dealing with in life and get through it. Simple. You're an elder. You should be, like, I don't understand Bill Haney, man. I really don't. I love the way he stand by his son's side and how he stand up for his son. But you do a lot of extra shit, Bill. And you be talking like motherfucking all this. I'm a street nigga. I'm one of the real ones. I'm in these streets for real. You said you didn't want that for Devin, right? I can tell you something. And you talking real street nigga shit, I know this. Real street niggas end up getting killed. Real street niggas end up going to prison again. Real street niggas fuck their life up trying to be real street niggas. Why the fuck do you keep even pushing that agenda, man? You know what I'm saying? And then, so it's all about the black man and black people uniting when it comes to somebody talking shit about your son. But then it's like you will say some foul shit about somebody black. And then you be all on this shit, man, talking about like niggas being broken and like talking about what you got. That shit right there, I would never take my attitude out on one person because of what somebody else say. But then all this Islam shit you be talking, bro, you're like, seriously, man, that shit is corny. You know, if you guys remember, I made it my business to make it known. Which Charlo was it? Was it Jermell when he was saying that he was beating on his wife, and that wasn't even the case? And then it turns out that he wound up, had a situation where basically what he thought was a woman revealed himself to be a man, and I guess that's when the altercation happened. And I can remember all of these different channels that jumped on this shit talking about Jermall Charlo, yo man, you beating up on your wife, why you ain't do that shit to Canelo, right? And then they was talking about Canelo beat him so bad he was losing his mind, and they just making up shit. When I found out that wasn't the case, I posted that shit and I made a video, and I said, now let me see how many of you lame ass motherfuckers is gonna make a video and apologize to your audience and correct that, nah, that wasn't the case. I got the news, the real news, and none of them motherfuckers, all of them, and just because they don't like to be wrong. Tell y'all what. Wow, man. I saw some shit today. I think I'll save that for another video. I'll say that for another video. But I'm going to say this, man, because I got some similar stuff to say in that, but it's a different direction. But a lot of, anyways, I just think this is some corny shit, man. I just think it's real corny, and especially like, you know what? Nah, let me get this shit out. Let me get this shit out. I'm gonna say it in this video because it's a lot of similarities. So let me just get this out so I don't have to sound like I'm repeating myself in the second video. I saw some shit about Floyd Mayweather. He was on a show and he's being interviewed, and the thumbnail on this particular video had a picture of 50 Cent standing there smiling with a bunch of money around him, and it says 50 Cent is suing. Floyd Mayweather is suing 50 Cent. Okay, I forget the media company that he's suing. I don't know if 50 got anything to do with that company or if this was just clickbait. I don't know. And I don't give a fuck. But the lady that was interviewing Floyd was asking him about the situation, and based on something she said about real estate. Floyd said, I know you talk about real estate. So bottom line, that's what the interview was about. But she decided to ask him about him suing the company. Now, he said the whole time, it's like, I'm 48 years old, man. He said, the whole time I've been boxing, people done talk all types of negative about me, said all types of things. They don't even know me, but they just talk and say all types of stuff. He said, but I never sued anybody. He said, but now, here's what happened. They trying to hurt my business. And they sitting up here saying things that's false. He said, so I ain't going to get into it, but I'll let the lawyers handle it. We're going to do it legally. He's like, but, and of course he wanted to try to get more out of him, but he left it at that. And like he said, well, then he's saying people saying that you're bankrupt and all that. And he said, well, I tell you what, if people call being bankrupt, having 2 private jets, owning like 100-something houses or whatever and all that, and, bottom line, in other words, like you said, if that's what people call being broke, then I guess everybody would want to be that. So all the bankruptcy stuff is crazy. I don't like to read this trolling shit. And I don't give a fuck if it's 50 Cent, whoever it is. It's something about black people in general, but black people love to make fun of other black people. Whether it's true about the allegations or whether it's false, but they love to just put that information out there to talk shit. So I don't respect when I hear Gervonta Tank Davis, you about to fight somebody. It ain't about, listen, black, white, whatever color you are, whatever, making fun of somebody. Now, if you're a scumbag of a human being, I don't give a fuck. That's one thing about me. I don't give a fuck. If you're a piece of shit, fuck you. I don't care what happened to you. But to make fun of somebody's financial situation, niggas is broke. We definitely get money over here. Tank Davis is over here. Remember, he bought his old block or whatever, the buildings and all that, to make an affordable home and for less fortunate people, right? Those people are broke too. Now, if you concerned about people having it less fortunate, the boxers you call it broke is less fortunate. Wouldn't that be the case? See, this is why I feel like people just do shit for publicity and it's for the money. But when you look at the situation, how they present it to you, it's a cover up to make it look like they really give a fuck about the people in their neighborhoods. Because if you do, why the fuck would you make fun of somebody being less fortunate than you? And especially when, and Tank Davis sat there talking about how Floyd tried to set him up and put him in a fight that he wasn't ready for. Well, Floyd believed in you more than you did. Then you had to fight and won and became champion. And then said Floyd tried to set you up because he had heard a lie that you was screwing his daughter. Even racist Ryan said that shit. He's fucking Floyd's daughter and this and that. Everybody knows that he's been fucking her up. All of this shit, like I said, but yet y'all don't have nothing to say about this motherfucker. All right? But once again, making fun of somebody's financial situation. Bill Haney loved flashing his shit and talking about we getting money. You're like, man, since when the fuck? And here's the thing. Then Bill Haney gonna try to flex on Floyd, talk about how Floyd always talk about money this, money that. Well, he don't do nothing for nobody. Everybody, all these people around him, he ain't doing nothing to help them, and he ain't right. Okay, you saying all of this shit, you don't know what Floyd does, really. You don't. But bottom line, you saying all of that shit, but then you gonna sit up here and take cheap shots at the Charlos. Now, regardless to what Jermall said and how you took it, what the fuck did it even have to do with Jermell? You see what I'm saying? And it's like, for all of the fucking talking, and here's the thing, Jermall Charlo gave Haney his props for his performance. Most people not. They saying he was running. It was a boring fight. So, like, what the fuck? Are you trying to be controversial on purpose, but you one of them, I'm for my black people when it happened to me and my son, but when it come to other black people, you just don't give a fuck? Because, like, this shit wasn't necessary. And so my whole thing, all these black motherfuckers want to come out and talk about who got more money. You want to try to clown somebody. This bald-headed, pointed-head, bitch-ass Fat Joe. You see the situation. If you don't know, let me enlighten you. So they were at a Knicks game, I think it was. He's sitting next to 50 Cent. Well, Joe Buttons is sitting behind 50 Cent. Fat Joe already made that comment about foundational black Americans is a bunch of dusty-ass broke niggas. A bunch of racist-ass, dusty-ass broke niggas, right? And he turns around. He's doing a fucking podcast with who? Jada Kiss, a black man. Somehow these motherfuckers just give these racist motherfuckers a pass. No, he ain't racist. No, yeah, you are racist, motherfucker. And notice when somebody get upset, that's when the shit comes out. That's when their true dirty sides of them come out. Now, anyways, here's the thing. Fat Joe was talking about anytime I go to the Knicks game, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the front row. I can't be sitting second, third row. No. Okay, what is he telling you? He's making fun of Joe, saying Joe couldn't afford courtside fucking seats, right? So if he's making fun of Joe, how you think he feel about the people in the very last row? And you the motherfuckers tune in to watch their shows. You the one go on tour, go to their shows. You the one buy their music. You. How you think he feel about you? Motherfucker, you work at the post office. Oh, you just a nurse. You ain't rich. You ain't even close to it, motherfucker. Nothing. You understand what I'm saying? So he's saying these things. Don't you feel like, yo, Jada should be like, yo, listen, real shit though? It ain't no about material shit, man. You understand what I'm saying? There's a lot of motherfuckers. Matter of fact, what kind of money do your parents make? What do your family make? That's why when you get rich, you're in a position to help everybody else. Nah, he just sit there and let this fat, bald-headed piece of shit, racist motherfucker say what he gonna say. Remember on the verses, right? Called Little Ma and all them. What he tell Ja Rule when he brought them out to perform with him? You gotta go to the crackhead to find these dusty ass bitches. Yo, where these bitches from? I mean, disrespecting black women. But once again, dumbass black dudes that sit there and try to make excuses for the motherfuckers saying this racist shit. So what the fuck does that have to do? Well, Joe Buttons responded and told him. He's like, well, now, of course he glazed. I respect Fat Joe. I love Fat Joe. But I'm going to say this. And his response was about, it don't matter if he's watching it, the game at the beach with his feet kicked up or something like that on his cell phone, or if he's in the last row. Joe shouldn't be talking about his money because he's far more successful than Joe with what he's doing. Okay, well, bottom line, it's like I'm going to debunk what you're saying with truth. But at the same time, it's like, listen to this motherfucker choice of words and why the fuck is he concerned about where the fuck somebody's sitting? You think Joe feels different about what he said about black people? No. That's why they don't issue apologies, because they don't feel bad. And if they do make a fucking apology, it's because somebody that they work with or work for have more power than them told them, listen, you got to issue an apology, because that shit is making us look bad. I don't trust these motherfuckers. I don't believe in them. I give you guys the boxing news, and I say fuck all of them, because I'm not a fan of nobody's. I just look at the right and the wrong and shit. I look at the logic, the reason, and the truth. All of this shit about what somebody make is none of your fucking business, and it shouldn't be your concern. So, once again, it's like we watch, and I'll bring this shit to the light, because a lot of times y'all watch shit and y'all see somebody, but y'all don't even know what's really going on. And then when you find out, it's like, oh shit. Like, a lot of you didn't even know who the fuck Papoose was until I told you who he was. And all the fucking lies about Clarissa Shields and this happened and that happened and all. And I'm like, man, he's not even the center of attention, but the stories will tell you some bullshit because it's gossip. And guess what? Controversy gets attention. Lies and bullshit gets even more attention. People don't even care about what the truth is. As long as the gossip is good enough to get them lured in, that's all they care about. That's why people like me is necessary. Because if we just got a bunch of liars sitting up here telling y'all bullshit, and a lot of y'all lame ass motherfuckers that sit there and let somebody tell y'all Godzilla and King Kong is real. They was fighting all over Tokyo the other day. I saw them in New York. Godzilla burnt that motherfucker up with a fireball. And y'all believe this shit. I knew I smelled smoke last night. No, you didn't. Your dumb ass is dreaming. Anyway, the way I see it, and this is fucked up, you should not look at Devin Haney in any kind of negative way because of what his father say. They're two different people. And like I said, I respect the fact that he stand by his son and stand up for his son. But Bill be doing too much, man. I mean, if he was like Devin Haney's older brother or something, it's like you still old enough to know better. But man, this dude, Bill got to be in his like late 40s, early 50s or something. Like, come on, bro. Like seriously, bro. And this is what gets me. It's because y'all will make every excuse to not say what you should say to the ones that deserve you to really go at them. But y'all got all this tough, negative energy towards each other. All you got to do to make a black person say some negative shit is be black yourself. Talk to me in the comment section, y'all. Never fall in love with lies. Remember the truth brings happy people, and I will catch y'all on the next video. And salute to Jermall Charlo. Him and his brother Jermell, man. We get at everybody, and I'm not pessimistic and just find shit to get at people for. But, one thing I don't do is tamper around with people's personal business. But I will tell the truth and bring truth to the light when the rest of you want to sit back quiet and let a lie live when you know it's a lie. I don't respect none of y'all. Plain and simple. Enough talk.